Find the volume of prisms. Pause the video and have a go at example 3 and 4. Before we go into example 3, we're just going to look at the definition or the formula for the volume of a prism. The volume of the prism is the area of the cross-section multiplied by the length. The cross-section will be the frontal part, which is consistent as you go through the shape. So you can't call this the front because as you move back, that rectangle gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So the cross-section is something that stays the same. If you cut it at any part along that shape, along the length, you would get the same cross-section. So let's look at example 3. Find the volume of the prism. So the volume of the prism is V equals the area of the cross-section, that's the way I'll write it for short, multiplied by the length. What's the cross-section? In this case, the cross-section's the triangle. So we need to find actually out what the area of the triangle is. Area of a triangle is half times the base. The base of the triangle is 8 times the height. So area of a triangle is half times base times height. The height of the triangle is 7. Once you get that cross-sectional area, you will multiply that by how long the shape is, how far it goes back. It's another way to think of it, which in this case is 6. And the area of that cross-section is 56, and then divide that by 2, which gives you 28. Multiply it by its length, and that gives you 168 centimeters cubed. 28 means that there's 28 squares required to fill that area, and then there's, if you think of the 3 dimensions, 1 centimeter, that would be 1 row or 1 cube's worth of 20, and then when you've got 6, that would be 6 rows of those 28 cubes. If I said 20 earlier, I meant 28. Example 4. Find the volume of the prism. Like before, the formula we would use would be the area of the cross-section times the length to find the volume. But I'm going to focus first of all on this area of the cross-section because the cross-section is quite a complicated shape. We'd need to cut it up to make it into shapes that we're more familiar with. And the best way to do that would be to cut it horizontally here. And that would give us, I'm going to try that again, that would give us a rectangle on the top, let's call that A, and the triangle down below, let's call that B. So what's the area of A? Well, it's a rectangle, so we multiply the length by the width or the base by the height. It would be 15 times 1, which is 15. Area of B, it's a triangle, so it's half times base times height. What is the base and what is the height? Let's have a look. Depends how you look at it. A base we normally think of at the bottom, but you could have the base being this number here, and then the height being this number. They aren't indicated on there, so let's figure out what they would be. If we go the whole way across here, it's 15. And it's 6 is the end bit, so that must be 9 to make 9 plus 6 is 15. So this is going to be 9. And we can put that as our base. The height, well, it's 2 the full way, and we know that this little section is 1 meter, so it's going to be 1 and 1. So 1 is the height of that triangle. So half times 9 times 1 is just half of 9, which is 4.5. So the area of the cross section would be the 2 areas added together, 15 plus 4.5, which is 19.5. To get the area of the to get the volume of the whole shape then, the volume of the whole shape is the area of the cross section times the length. The cross section is 19.5. The length, that's how far back it's going in this case, which is 10 meters. So we multiply by 10, and we get the answer 195. Our units, this time the question was in meters, so it's a volume, so it'll be cubic meters or meters cubed.